What's happening? This is the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio.
Hello, exactly.
Hello, exactly.
Hello, exactly.
Sione virus spreading across America. Slowly but surely.
I have a sneeze gearing up.
Yeah?
Won't come out. Just sits there, kind of behind your eyeballs. Hate that.
Stare right at that light.
Yeah. There ain't no light. No, that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
You need, the sun.
No.
You gotta get your
Sunlight.
face right up in it.
Yeah.
It's past. It's gone now.
No, just dip the lamp toward your nose.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, you'll sneeze like crazy.
See a nice big bright spot until noon?
Yeah. Burn out your retina.
Yeah. A retina tattoo.
We have so much to do today. So much to do.
Oh, no. You make it sound like work, and now I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home. No, we really have a lot to do.
Yes.
Very important news. Jen's lap dance. Jen and Vince Vaughn are an item, I guess, because the New York Post is telling us so.
Wow.
Hot kiss for new love.
That's front page of the Post.
Front page of the Post.
Slow news day.
Screw Saddam Hussein on trial.
That seems to be his whole take on it, so why not the Post?
Screw Hurricane Wilma. One of the most powerful storms ever.
That ain't near us yet.
Who cares?
Hitting a few Mexicans right now. Who cares, right?
Bono meeting Bush. Who cares?
What could they possibly talk about?
It's all about Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. The big kiss.
Love that song you do, that One. That's a great song. A song about freedom. Al-Qaeda.
Shut up.
We've got to stay the course.
How did Bono not just punch him in the face?
Streets have no name, kind of like in Iraq.
Because
we blew them all up.
We're trying to get him in there. Main Street, USA. That'd be a good street in Baghdad.
Shut up. And how did Bush not punch Bono? Both of them just duke it out because they both, they both just hate each other and what each other stand for.
Yeah, there's an opposite thing.
Yeah, Bono doesn't have any sort of a god complex at this point, does he?
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
I guess when you sell out like Giant Stadium 900 million times, the only other rush you can get is like save the world.
Save the world. That's what they, you're absolutely right. That's kind of the next step. They're so bored with what they've done their whole life because they've reached the pinnacle. People like Madonna, same thing.
Yeah, how many times can you be called a genius?
Yeah.
You are so, you're the music, and you've stayed over the years. You're able to adapt and stuff. Yeah, I'm
Two
marvelous.
groupies blowing him, and he's like nodding off.
Yeah.
What happened?
How many blowjobs does this make, guys? We lost count, Bono. All right. I really got to save the world or something. It's just Super Bono with a cape. She just become a superhero.
That's like
What's
Oprah.
left?
She's trying to save the world now.
Yeah.
She's actually trying. She's trying to fill the void of never having kids, and now she's trying to raise all of us.
Raise everybody else.
Oh
Yeah, absolutely.
Oprah for president.
God, that's so
talks about
accurate.
relationships. It's like you've never been married.
Yeah.
But I have a TV show. That means I'm qualified.
She's an expert.
I'm a billionaire.
All right. Well, apparently people want to listen to people like that. They tune in and buy the books she requests. Take
like
her
she's
advice.
reading all of. I mean, it's
every single one of those books she reads through. You think she's just laying in bed in this palatial bedroom, just thumbing?
She's not reading any of them.
This is interesting.
No, she's got an assistant that just gives her the Cliff Notes.
She's got a room full of college interns.
Yeah.
That she pays no money, I bet.
What's this book about? Oh, Oprah. It was very good. Okay.
She's got a chart on the wall that says Oprah's sensibilities, and it has to hit 8 out of 10.
It's got to hit the criteria
checklist to move to to the next level.
It's like, oh, good. Okay, I like that.
To recommend how many books do you have to read? To actually recommend one. To the whole country, you have to read at least 8 to 10 of them. She's holding up a 300-page book every 10 days. It's like 3,000 pages.
And she never gets a lemon where she comes on her show and goes, I read 10 books, and all of them stunk.
Yeah, while starring and producing in my own show, running a magazine, and going to award shows.
Right.
I'm reading 3,000 pages every 10 days.
And they all stunk, so I can't recommend one this time around.
No.
All right. You want to hear some Bush clips with Bono?
Oh, we got some?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we got a couple clips from Bush meeting Bono.
Great job. We'll stay the course. Shut up.
Let's play the first one here. U2 frontman Bono stopped by the White House for lunch with President Bush. Hello.
Bono and President Bush had lunch for nearly 2 hours in a private dining room off the Oval Office. White House Press Secretary Scott McClellan says they discussed debt relief, AIDS, malaria, and world trade. Bono told Rolling Stone magazine before the meeting he wasn't afraid to meet the president or any world leader. He says they should be afraid to meet him because he represents the poor and he's throwing a punch.
What?
Bono's lunch with the president wasn't completely full of heavy issues. McClellan says the two also discussed rock and roll because you two are in Washington on tour. Margie Zarletta, Washington.
He's absolutely not representing the poor.
He represents the poor, Bono.
I went to a U2 show recently. He's not representing the poor.
No.
We're getting poor by going to see U2. Ticket prices are outrageous.
The poor. That is the most outrageous statement I've ever heard.
He's
that
not
Bono represents the poor.
Do you know how much it costs to go to a U2 show these days?
I know. When was the last time he was poor? 1981?
Yeah. Send Tippy Tom to the White House to talk to Bush. That's a guy representing the poor. That is the homeless guy. Send some homeless dude to the White House.
I couldn't represent the poor. I've been middle class my whole life. I don't know what it's like to be poor.
Not poor. No.
This guy's flying around in a private jet representing the poor all over the world. That's great.
And talking about malaria? Like, what? He's the champion of malaria now, too? What is that? Isn't that cured or something? I don't know. Who gets malaria anymore?
If there's still an area that gets malaria, they deserve it at this point.
I mean, come on.
Some of these diseases, if they're still happening out there.
And what's Bush going to do about, like, mosquitoes?
Right.
And stuff. Hey, President, we have to get rid of the fucking mosquitoes. The fucking mosquitoes.
These are just photo ops.
I got my plate's a little full, Bono. Plate's a little full right now.
I like how it just kind of, the whole conversation just ends into what the fuck they wanted to talk about anyways. Like, they start talking about rock and roll, and he showed them, like, where the red button was.
Yeah.
It's where if I got to launch a nuclear missile, I go here. Here's my hotline. The Soviet Union used to give them a call if we had a problem.
We send the groupies in. I get groupies too. I can relate.
How do you think those meetings go down? They just they're face to face and they nod a lot, and then Bono leaves, and then Bush just goes next.
Yeah.
Like, is anything really accomplished by Bono meeting the president of the United States?
Well, at what point did these entertainers all of a sudden have this level of credibility? It's like Ben Affleck to go to the Pentagon today and discuss the Iraqi war.
Did it start with Elvis and Nixon? Because I know Elvis and Nixon.
Well, that was a biggie.
What's going on? A mic is on somewhere?
I don't know.
I hear Steve.
Oh, I hope Steve talks.
See what they're talking about.
Okay, Steve. Think he's going to talk smack on us?
I hope so. I don't know. Maybe there's a wireless mic out there or something.
That's weird.
Anyway, why are we hearing
Steve's conversation?
Steve perfectly clear? Is there a wireless mic on out there? Is there a wireless mic?
Steve, why were we hearing you?
And what were you talking about?
He's got a booming voice, so.
No, it wasn't one of those, like...
Now look at Steve looking up at the ceiling, like looking for a wire.
Bugged?
Is there a...
There's the thing is on top of the ceiling.
What is?
Smoke detector?
The transmitter for the wireless is on top of the
wireless,
ceiling.
But was a mic on?
If you guys heard me, probably, but...
Yeah, it was. What were you saying?
There's an outside mic on?
I was just telling Eric that the assault promos were on his console.
Very good.
We'll get into the assault on the media thing. Holy crap, we'll get into it.
Yeah,
it's taken on a new level, I guess.
Yeah, someone actually started taking our advice and just carrying on a little conversation.
Yeah, but first we want to finish this conversation. So you were talking about Nixon and...
Nixon and Elvis.
Right.
I know. I don't know. I think it might have started there because Elvis was invited to the White House by Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
It was part of Nixon's plan to help out getting the kids off drugs. This is just the dumbest. Like, you think Bush is stupid?
Boy, that helped.
You think Bush is stupid? Like a lot of the stuff he does. Some of the older presidents, some of the stuff they did was just ridiculously stupid. He thought Elvis would be a great way to get the kids. Like, that was Nixon's idea of who the kids enjoyed at that time. Late, early 70s around there. Was Elvis Presley. So he invites him in and actually makes him an honorary member of the DEA. Gave him a badge and everything, where he had a drug enforcement agency badge. And Elvis would go around and make traffic stops. He would stop people and be like, hi, I'm Elvis Presley. I'm a member of the DEA, to drive safe. People would freak out like, holy shit.
Give me drugs.
Elvis just, you got any drugs on you? Because I really need some. I'm hurting real bad. And
I need a man. This doesn't look like Tylenol.
What is this here? And he was that was like I think he was like one of the first presidents to kind of use celebrity.
Yeah.
And then they all realized that celebrities were kind of the way to get to the American people. American people like celebrities. If I like that celebrity, put two and two together, then the people are going to like me.
I think celebrities should just shut up and perform for us. You know.
Well, a lot of them do, but
my favorite thing.
No.
Favorite thing is when one of these high-profile movies come out, all of a sudden the actor that's in the movie is now an expert on that topic.
Oh, that
holy shit, that drives me nuts.
That started with Kung Fu. David Carradine.
David Carradine actually thought he was a Kung Fu expert.
He didn't know a goddamn thing about it. He was
raised by those monks or whatever the hell they were.
He was a white man with squinty eyes, and that's how he got the part.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he knows how to throw like
He was a Shaolin warrior.
Oh, yeah.
But they're on all the news programs as an expert now on this topic just because they're making a movie on this.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the movie leaves the theaters, they're not an expert on that anymore. They're now an expert on something new.
Any of these actors or actresses, when they're being interviewed on that topic, and they sit there and say, well, she's such a strong woman, and she has taught me so much. It's the character they're playing.
Yeah.
And they carry on as if it's a completely real person. You know, I learned so much from her, and she's so much stronger than I am.
Yeah.
You're playing the
Shut up!
Stop it! Oh, I can't
so
want
horrendous.
to strangle the person more.
Shut up and tell us who you're fucking. That's all we care about.
That's it. It's
you.
you.
Know, I was glad the shoot was over because I just couldn't go to those emotional places.
Right.
It was too painful.
It's too painful for me. You know, there are some characters that I play that it takes me months to really get out of it and stop feeling that emotion. I was. Stop it. Stop it. Do you think for a minute when I was working that I would leave a house and go, you know, for months I thought, I just hope the air's coming out cold enough out of that air conditioning system, because I went in there and installed it, and those people, it's a hot day, and if they weren't feeling cool, it's a job. You're playing a part. That's what your job is, idiot. And sit there and dwell on the fact that I was a soldier and my friends died, man, and I felt the sorrow, and you did.
Yeah, you know
sure you did.
There are a couple of actors out there who are just complete psychos, and I believe it, but they never say that shit.
No.
It's always like the cheese ball, like, you know.
Yeah,
sure.
Somebody in, like, Speed Part 2, literally.
Christian Slater or
still
something.
Obsessed with Speed Part 2.
I know. I just had to be in a boat for, like, at some point during the day for the next 3 months.
I couldn't even go on a cruise, man. You know, afterwards, after our rap party, we were all going to go on a cruise, and I couldn't do it because the boat hitting that land, cutting it in half.
I like when an actor, like, gains weight for a part.
Yeah.
And they act like it's fucking amazing. Like, you put on 20 pounds for that role. It's like, dude, gaining weight is the easiest fucking thing to do. Everybody in America is doing it right now. You eat shit food, and you don't exercise.
Probably the easiest thing you could do as a human.
Yeah,
is gain weight.
It's gain weight. And then they always go anytime. I like when anytime.
It's impressive when they go the other way, though. Like,
the other way, yeah. Big
like
time.
Christian Bale and
The Machinist
Holy crap.
is ridiculous. The guy looks like he weighs, I don't know, 90 pounds?
Yeah, 100. I think it was like 100 and...
Because he's a big guy, too. He's not...
pounds or something, but he's 6-something.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And he got down to where he looked like a concentration camp
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Unbelievable.
But you were saying
there's all that shit like, or like when somebody pretty doesn't wear like any makeup, and then they'll be like, "I was so courageous,
yeah,
so brave."
What movie was that? Goddamn.
Oh, you know what it was? It was the Charlize Theron one where she played the. She played the
animal
monster
serial killer.
Yeah, the serial killer.
One of the worst movies I ever saw.
You didn't like that one?
No, you know I liked it right in the beginning where the dude's trying to kill her and she snaps and she fucking kills him. And right there, I'm about ready to give it a standing ovation. Like, this is going to be the greatest fucking movie I've ever seen. Never seen the girl be the psycho serial killer.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, they started to, like, try to make excuses as to why she was killing these people.
Yeah.
And that it was, and all he had all, like, these cartoon character, like, mean chauvinistic guys. Like, at one point, she's a fucking hooker. And somehow, not only does she get an interview to be a lawyer, she gets in there with the head guy. Gets past the secretary. And then it's just this And that would just be totally, in real life, socially awkward. Like, sweetie, you haven't gone to law school or anything. But no, not this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, let me tell you something, you dumb broad.
Yeah.
You ain't ever going to be a fucking lawyer, because I got a dick, and you got a cunt. So why don't you fucking let me stick it in your ass and then get out of this office, because I'm a guy. And that's why you're killing people. It was
man.
It was so fucking irritating. It's like, when you saw, like, Dahmer, did you ever see that?
Yeah.
At no point did they make any excuses as to why he was
to
a
try
creep.
to get some sympathy
and
for the
that's
character.
How they show, yeah,
right.
it wasn't any point like, you know, my uncle shoved a tuna fish sandwich up my ass when I was a kid, and that's ever since then I confused food with violence.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad for him. No, he was a maniac.
God damn, that law office scene is so perfect. Yeah, because any normal guy would be like, you know, your resume, you really don't have anything here. Sorry, you know. But they had to go the Lifetime movie route, where because anytime you watch a movie on Lifetime, it's like that. An original Lifetime exclusive starring Marky Post. And she comes in, and there's the caricature guys. You know, she'll always hook up with a guy that romances her, and he's so nice. And then either after they get married or decide to move in together, the guy turns into, you know, hey, get in the kitchen, you fucking whore, punching her in the face, and she's got to, you know, pour kerosene on him while he's sleeping and strike that match.
Exactly. Because you know what it is with guy stuff? Our shit is so on the surface because we don't have, there's nothing subtle about us. Their stuff is all, like, you know, underground, and you can't see it. They're sitting there literally across from you in a restaurant, knowing what buttons to push. They're dialing like 1-800-MINDFUCK in your head, and then you lunge across the table with like a bread knife, and then all of a sudden they just carry him on. She just sits there all, you know, I was sitting here. Yeah, life comes out of my crotch. I'm a daffodil. And you have like no, and the dude's coming out, no, that bitch said, you know, and that's it. The bouncer always goes right for the guy.
Right. She's pushing the buttons like crazy.
That's very good.
Oh, yeah. I'd be the worst bouncer ever. Hey, I'd be like the reverse. I'd be going up behind the women with like a chloroform rag.
Yeah.
Just knocking them out and dragging them out.
She goes, the movie Monster, too. She's in the car with the friggin' guy. She's a hooker. And he's like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Suck my dick. Oh, he's not treating her like a lady?
Yeah.
You know, he's mouthing off to her. Perhaps he's a little unstable. Sure he is, but, you know,
but you
she's
are a hooker.
You're in a car with some guy. Oh, God.
No,
man.
it was guy's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always the guy.
I mean, no, that's how it works. You know,
we
call
have
you a bitch, and you can blow their heads off, and it's justified.
We have another clip from Bono meeting the president. As we move on. Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
He's someone who has a lot of influence and is committed to helping people who are in need and lifting people out of poverty and helping those who are suffering from AIDS. And those are priorities that the president shares.
Oh, okay, that's Scott McKellen, the White House press secretary, talking about Bono and how Bush appreciates Bono's efforts on behalf of the world's poor.
Appreciate it.
Appreciating, that means nothing.
No, it means nothing.
I appreciate you.
They're worlds apart. They're worlds apart.
Appreciating something, it's just one of those words that is overused and means absolutely nothing.
There's an air breather, walks on land. We're just about the same type of people.
That's hilarious to be meeting with Elvis.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Elvis meeting.
That's like meeting with the lead singer, like the Fine Young Cannibals right now.
You
got to get the youth.
To get the young people.
Eric in New York, what's up?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Morning, Eric.
It took a lot of balls for Demi Moore to shave her head in G.I. Jane, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Very courageous of her to do that.
She's
like that ain't growing back.
All right.
Yeah, give me $10 million for a movie. I'd shave my head.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody would sit her down and go, what were you thinking? Shaving your head? Oh, my God.
Well, when I get into a role,
then
she'd launch into that like she never did St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not
General Hospital.
Yeah.
She was in General Hospital, wasn't she? And then she's got to talk about with that same movie, G.I. Jane. Well, it was a little rough at first, but after a while, I was just one of the guys just hanging out because it was just me and a set full of guys, and we were...
One of the guys, sure, with
One
those
guys.
Even like
luscious tits.
the psycho shape that they get into, it's like you have a personal trainer, personal chef, all that type of stuff, and it's just like, if I had like the stress of knowing that I was going to take off my shirt, and my pasty torso was going to be showing in front of the whole country,
Yeah.
That would be enough motivation. The humiliation if you're even remotely out of shape.
And that's part of your job that day, or for the period of time that you're doing that movie. Part of your job is getting into that shape. So it's not like you have to leave work early or before you work you're going to the gym like normal people do. That's part of it. I'm sure on the set was a gym for her and the trainer, and they'd do that in the morning, and then she'd go and shoot some stuff. Yeah, it's never as rough
the personal
as they
chef,
make
like that whore that you live with.
Right, my personal chef.
Really, that's the biggie because you don't have to think anymore.
Right.
If you're driving down the street, there's no, I should go to McDonald's and just shove, a salad in your face, maybe take their tits out like at your house.
That never happens. She is a responsible married woman who just comes and cooks healthy food.
What about that story you were telling off the air, though? Remember that one, Opie?
The one that had nothing to do
Bill,
with a cook that comes over my house?
Let me tell you something, Bill. Usually I would jump on the bandwagon and I would help you out in this situation. Mm-hmm. But my friend Anthony just bought a shotgun.
You better watch it, Pally. Better watch where you go now. I am an armed citizen. I am part of the armed citizenry of this country now.
My pal Anthony bought a shotgun.
I bowed under to the pressure of the media scare tactics, Opie. I'm admitting it. They were scaring us here in New York. They're frightening the people with all these home invasions. There's a picture of me I put up on the website for people to Photoshop. Yeah.
That's your actual gun?
That's my shotgun. Go to the other one that shows me and my rapier. I let people Photoshop.
What the hell is wrong with you?
There's me and my rapier and my shotgun.
Are these pictures
They've already put pictures. Yeah, they've already cut that one out and put me fighting Errol Flynn in a movie, which is really funny. They put me in action movies. It's hysterical what they do with the Photoshop.
Back up just slightly for the new listeners. We're gaining new listeners every day.
Yes.
That's how Anthony used to defend himself.
That was my rapier, and that was my only means of home defense.
He lives on Long Island, and there's an epidemic out there, Bill. You were in Seattle when we were talking about this yesterday. Bill
I live
Burr
in Nassau County.
And there's they're all about the home invasions out there right now.
The one with me just holding the shotgun. I want someone to Photoshop me just in an action figure box. Doesn't that look like an action figure?
It looks like it's already Photoshopped, like you were holding something else in your hand.
And they put a gun in there.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, man. What kind of gun is that?
That is great. That is my Remington. I got my Remington Tactical. So the same gun the Border Patrol agents use, so I know it can shoot Mexicans.
He bought the gun when you don't know how to shoot. You get the shotgun. Just kind of spray it in that general area.
No, for home defense, you want the shotgun. A lot of people have a lot of different ideas about that. But it's got the little flashlight right on the pump. I hit a button on the pump, and the flashlight comes on, and anything that's in the flashlight is getting hit. It's wonderful.
Holy crap.
It's a wonderful weapon.
But isn't it
Turn the flashlight on and shoot.
That's it.
That's how easy it is.
And if I have
you can see it, you can kill it.
That's it. That's their selling point. And if you see my rapier there, I can take his ear when I'm done. I just cut it right off and hang it up on the wall.
Well, the pictures are up on opieandanthony.com, but just to explain to Bill, there's home invasions happening in Nassau
County. Home invasions going crazy.
Pretty much in Anthony's area, more or less.
Yeah, it's in the area that I live in. Now, it's gangs, believe it or not, that are coming from Long Island. There are Long Island gangs. The M18
coming from New York.
No, some of them are out on Long Island in Brentwood.
Well, the fat guys are coming from New York, though.
But the fat guys, there's a gang called the Fat Guys. They're out of Manhattan. Then there's the M18. And then there's the M-something 13.
MS-13?
MS-13. These are like gangs that have come up from South America.
It's a gang of guys that have MS?
Yeah, they're kind of easy to hit. Police right now, there's a task force and a bounty, a $10,000 reward for information leading to the capture of these bandits in Nassau County. Police yesterday revealed there was another home break-in Tuesday.
That must be white people. They're white gangs?
No, these are
bandits.
No, bandits. They put the kerchief around their mouth.
People of color are called hoodlums.
Hoodlums.
If they're white, they're bandits.
Maybe
that's Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican. They're South American. They come from South America. They have
that
formed
X of
gangs.
Bullets. Yeah.
Like banditos. That's what they should call them. Big sombreros.
Hey, gringo.
What do you have in here? And they always, especially in the movies, they never seem like it's going to be trouble when you first come up on them. Hey, amigo, what are you doing here? They're sitting around the campfire. You just happen to ride up, and like you think everything's good.
You want some agua?
Well, I'm just looking for a little water. I think we have some water for you.
Tell us, we have some water there.
Hey, those are some big saddlebags you have on your horse. What do you have in? Oh, no, there's going to be trouble. No. They're all dirty. There's a freshly raped woman. Yeah.
She's very nice, eh, senorita?
Very pretty woman. Takes his hat off and bows to her like he's going to be a gentleman.
Couple phone calls coming in. John, go ahead.
Hey, Anthony, I was wondering if you're going to be doing the Lee Harvey Oswald thing, taking pictures of yourselves with your shotgun before you.
Oh, there you go.
That's kind of like what he did.
The pose would go great, photoshopped into the black and white Lee Harvey Oswald picture,
Yeah, I
too.
think the Photoshop's going to go crazy on whackbag.com today.
The one where he's in the backyard with his gun.
The shotgun and his pistol he killed Tippett with. Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. All right, let's say hi to Tony in North Carolina.
Someone put me on the Channel 7 Eyewitness News page, Long Island Police Form Home Invasion Task Force, and it's me with my shotgun.
Radio shock jock Anthony Cumia will be heading up the task force. He is quoted as saying, "I am on Swoogie Patrol."
Oh, God. So, I bought into it and went down to find folks down at Coliseum Guns down there, right in Uniondale, right across from the Nassau Coliseum.
Anthony was a little paranoid yesterday there, Bill. He was starting to feel like he really needed to protect himself.
They break into the houses. Here's what they do. They're roving little gangs. At about 3 in the morning or so, they break in to your house. You're awakened to a gun in your face. And they tie, here's their M.O. so far. They tie up the family with the phone cords, anything they could get their hands on. Then they ransack the place, rip you off, and leave after maybe working you over a little bit. One guy the other day, the male homeowner had an NYPD shirt on, but he wasn't a cop. It's one of those guys that just buy the NYPD shirts, and they went bullshit on him. They beat him up a little bit, asking him, "Where's the gun, motherfucker? Where's the gun?" Assuming he was a cop and had a gun. So they worked him over.
I'm just a tourist.
Yeah,
That's what we
I
said.
bought it after 9/11.
Yeah,
I had some support.
I have an FDNY shirt, too. It's not like I'm putting out fires, guys. Could you not pistol whip me? And, so I'm hearing all these home invasions right around my area, too, which is a little frightening. So I figured I'd rearm myself. I've had guns my whole life. I've just been through a period of time when I was living in Brooklyn.
And the shotgun's the easiest, just to pull that out underneath the pillow?
Shotgun. Well, the easiest would probably be a handgun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you gotta wait 7 months to get a handgun.
Oh, you want to kill people now?
Well, that's what happened in the gun store I went into, Coliseum Guns. A guy was buying a pistol, so the sales guy takes his ID and stuff and goes upstairs, comes back down, and he goes, "All right, well, come back 3 days." The guy had his waiting period, come back and we'll go through the rest of this. And the guy did the Simpsons line from the Homer line from the Simpsons. He goes, "But I'm mad now." They're joking down at the gun store. It's hysterical. He goes, "But I'm mad now." And then one of the guys that work there was saying, he goes, "What can I help you with?" I go, "I need shotgun home security." And he goes, "Boy, are we selling these like hotcakes." He goes, he sold about 8 of them in the past 2 days, 8 shotguns. And he goes, yesterday some woman came in with an 80-year-old lady, and they both walked out with shotguns. An 80-year-old woman toting some heat.
God bless America.
That's right, God damn it. I loved an armed citizenry, because here's when the home invasions will stop going up. They're going up right now. They're going up. Here's when they'll start tapering off. The first one of these motherfuckers that'll laying dead in someone's living room because, oops, wrong house, and they get shot. Because now it's just easy pickings. No one's fighting back at all. They leave their doors open.
Doesn't that make them up the ante?
No. It really makes them go. What happens is there was a gang of guys that are ripping these houses.
No research in this.
No, we got a mic in front of us.
We got a mic in front of us.
You
hear this mic?
Doesn't work.
We're experts.
That's all it takes.
Here's what happens.
If you want to be an expert at home, just get a microphone.
You get a gang. They start ripping off these places. It makes the news. Now you get other people sitting back on,
wow,
something?
Look how easy this is.
These guys have been getting away with this every single time. Why don't we just go around, check some open doors, look around garages, windows, and start breaking in. These people don't even fight back. And it's worked. And now these things are they're getting more often. More, can I use the word brazen? More brazen. I love that word.
Oh, very nice.
And it's just going
to
be
take daylight
somebody.
hours for it to be brazen.
It would. Brazen would have to be daylight. You're right. 3 in the morning isn't very brazen. Through an open window, unarmed house. That's not brazen at all, is it?
There's nothing brazen about that.
Daylight, robbing a precinct.
Let me ask you.
That's brazen.
At what point can you shoot them and it's like, it's okay?
If they're walking down the street in my neighborhood and they're of any color but white, then you are completely within your rights to shoot him.
Self-defense?
It is self-defense. He intended to rob somebody is pretty much it. I believe the law goes, if you feel that your life is in danger, you can then use deadly force.
Is that gray?
It's kind of gray. There are some real specifics you have to stick to. But it really is, if you feel, doesn't even have to actually be that your life is threatened. If you feel your life is being threatened, you can take that person's life. You can use deadly physical force. If someone's in your house, if they don't show a weapon, they're in your house, but they are menacing you, your family, and you feel that you are in danger of being killed, you can kill that person. Oh, it'll go through a grand jury and all that shit, you know. It's not going to be like they come back, pat you on the back, and go, all right, sir, here's your gun. You know,
not like the end of Bonanza.
There's always shit. No, and then whoever you shot, if they don't die, you probably got a lawsuit on your hands. If they do die, you probably got a family lawsuit on your hands where some lawyer will come out of the woodwork and say this poor individual was just looking for blah, blah, blah. He was drunk. He was on drugs. He thought it was the wrong house. He needed this, that, the other. There's always problems.
Flat.
But the bottom line is it's much better to have to deal with that than it is having to deal with the memory of your wife or girlfriend being raped in front of you,
Has that
you
happened
being
yet?
shot. In these cases of home invasions, no.
That's a
There's
very
been some
irresponsible statement he just made.
No, because now I'm just
what they're
with
going to
his
do.
microphone.
like it hasn't happened on Long Island. Like there's never been a home invasion with a rape involved or a murder. It's much better to have to deal with that. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, my friend, if I may quote somebody from Alabama.
So congratulations, Anthony.
I am an armed citizen. Don't fuck with me, Buster.
Yeah, and the pictures are up on opieandanthony.com. A very, very impressive
you might want to shoot a few times. Dude, it's not like this isn't me running into a gun store never shooting before. I've probably shot more guns than somebody that's been in the Army. Believe me. My whole youth was spent shooting weapons. That's all I did as a kid. My 13th birthday, I got a pistol. My father bought me a pistol and a girl for my 13th birthday. That's what I got. I got laid and got to shoot a gun off after it.
I got a 10-speed bike.
You knew we had one of those raccoon, those Davy Crockett hats.
Oh yeah,
because that was the hit show when he was 18.
I was not
in 1955.
I was not watching Davy Crockett. I had a cowboy hat though. It was like in a very equestrian area.
All right,
I
grew
up in.
Calm down.
And I had the whole schmear. And I got a holster, nice low-slung holster. I had my 6 gun that I got for my birthday, and I saddled up my horse and went out there and I did some shooting. That's what I did.
All right.
And it was nonstop shooting ever since.
We really should take a break. We have so much show to do.
Yes, we do.
We have Bill Burr in studio. Sounds like you got a little cold, though, Bill.
Oh, yeah. Flying all over this fucking...
Last we saw Bill, he was doing our show, and then, he had luggage, and he went to Seattle, and then he came back the same day. You never slept in Seattle, right?
No, I ended up coming back, and when we landed, the second we landed, some lady just started crying hysterically. It sounded like a baby at first.
Get out of here.
And because it was muffled in a coat, and then I kind of looked up, it was 2 rows, and fucking wailing.
When you landed?
Yes, all of a sudden it just started wailing.
Was she petrified?
That's what all the stewardess were asking. They
Why?
came over, ma'am, what is the problem? What's the problem? She was like, wah! Screaming, just wailing. And then they go, what is the problem? She goes, call 911, and started wailing. Then she just kept yelling, where is Frank? like 90 fucking times. I don't know if this dude died.
How do you lose someone on a plane?
Well, there's a whole movie about that.
I didn't know if she just landed and she was going to a funeral. It was this weird thing where it was just like the pain in her voice. So you had this fucked up combination of like empathy for her and then also like, could you please shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
At least she waited until you guys landed. If it was in mid-flight,
Oh, it was awful. Then
imagine mid-flight and they can't calm her down. What a nightmare that would have been.
So then we end up pulling to the gate and ask everybody to, trying to say in the most friendly voice ever, as she's sitting there wailing and everyone can hear it. When we pull up to the little jetway, could everybody just remain in your seats? A few of the passengers have to get off early. Yeah. I'm going to guess it's the person wailing, asking for Frank. And they just they stood her up, and the stewardess backed her way out as this woman just had her arms like draped around her neck.
Wow.
Like some broken-hearted 16-year-old. Yeah.
Where's Frank?
There was a medical emergency. We were like over like Wisconsin. So I'm like, I said a little prayer. Please don't let them have a heart attack, and please don't let them land this fucking thing. Keep going.
But nobody was carried off the plane like in a stretcher or anything. So everyone's fine on the plane, but somehow she freaked out.
Wailing.
Wow. Wailing when you landed.
That is
And what was the medical emergency? You ever find out?
No, there was like EMT. I don't know what his deal was.
Huh.
That's weird.
It was a weird flight.
All right.
Wacky, wild stuff happening on JetBlue.
Wild. Hey, how about those planes?
Oh, we got this? That's good, too. All right, we got so much to do. When we come back, we might have a new leader in the Assault on the Media contest, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then when I was at baggage claim.
Sorry. Oh, that's interesting.